Lisa Nichols is a celebrated motivational speaker who has inspired millions through her seminars and her role as a featured teacher in The Secret. She went from being a broke single mom on public assistance to becoming a millionaire entrepreneur and best-selling author of 6 books. And today we're going to learn her best advice on how you can start to serve yourself. Rise and shine, it's Anspresso time. I spilled.
I wake up every morning.
Espresso keep me going.
I wake up every morning.
Hey, it's Evan Carmichael, and every morning I bring you a shot of Anspresso to help you believe in yourself more and start your day with confidence. So good morning, I believe in you, and let's do this. Over to you, Lisa Nichols.
We've been taught how to serve others, sometimes to the detriment of our own selves. Sometimes we serve others higher than we serve ourselves. At times we feel more comfortable with saying yes to other people and less comfortable saying yes to our own self-care. So I ask you, what is that about? It's about the opportunity to fall madly in love with you. The way you love those around you, to fall madly in love with your well-being, to fall madly in love with who you are when you get up from taking care of yourself. When you rise from a nap, or you rise from a spa day, or when you leave the gym, to fall madly in love with that level of excellence. And when you do, what you'll do is give to everyone else around you a better version of you. So oftentimes we sacrifice our own well-being because we're being what I call the sacrificial martyr. And I know that was me. I would serve everybody else, and everyone else would go, oh, I just don't have any time for Lisa. Well, that's the story we tell. I actually didn't believe that I deserved to have a day off. I didn't believe that I deserved to have a spa day. I didn't believe that I deserved to take a long walk on the beach. Something in me kept saying that I hadn't done enough. I hadn't achieved enough. I hadn't gotten far enough. So it actually had little to do with the people around me that I was blaming it on or using as my out. My child, my parents, my family, my community. It had to do with Lisa, giving Lisa the chance to actually enjoy the journey while still on it.
Loving yourself starts with you being proud of the effort you're putting in every day, not the results that you're getting. When you tie your self-esteem to the results that you're getting, like how many likes you get on a video, you are tying your self-worth to other people's opinion of you. When you tie your self-worth to the effort level that you are putting in consistently, then you become an unstoppable force that nobody can push around. So yesterday I was interviewing Seth Godin for my main channel, and he's got a new book coming up, and it's all about creativity and encouraging people to publish, to post. Like, nothing counts until you're actually shipping, you're posting, you're creating, you're releasing. Creating just for yourself doesn't matter unless it gets out there into the world. Now, that could be a great hobby, but if you want to build a business or a career, it's got to be by creating, by shipping, by posting. And the biggest thing that prevents people from doing it is that they're afraid of the rejection. They're afraid of what people are going to say. They're afraid of other people's opinions. And that is not a good enough reason. This is something I really encourage you to check yourself on. Is the reason why you're not taking action because you're afraid of somebody else's opinion? That is no longer an acceptable outcome. That's no longer an acceptable reason. Not anymore. We'll find really fancy excuses for why we can't do something. Really logical reasons why we can't do something, right? You can't post that video because X, because Y, because you don't have the gear, because you don't have the time, because you haven't done your makeup today, because you don't know what you're going to say, because. All these logical reasons that you've bought into, but really, you're just afraid. You're just scared. You're scared it's not going to work out. You're scared it's going to work out. You're scared of people's opinions and judgments and what they're going to say about you. You're scared. And it's learning to teach yourself that being afraid is not a good enough reason, especially when that fear is somebody else's opinion of you. It's learning to tie your self-worth, where you get your self-worth, your self-love, your self-respect. Where do you get that from? It needs to come from you trying to create something that is of service to other people. It needs to come from you feeling like you did something difficult. You did the hard thing, that you rose up to the occasion instead of backing down. Because if you teach yourself that you're only tied to the results, right? That you only get self-love when you win, then you're going to only go into things where you know you're going to win. Right? You're not going to take on big challenges that you won't win at, or that you have a really low chance at winning at. And so then you play small for life. Because you never take on those big projects that you know inside you there's something more, but you're too afraid to go chase it down. You play small for life because your self-worth, your self-love, your self-respect is tied to the results. When you can flip it and say, I'm going to tie my self-worth to the effort, to how I'm showing up every day, to am I doing the work every day that is of service to myself and others to try to make a big impact? Am I showing up and doing it even if I suck? Am I showing up today? And that's what you pat yourself on the back for? You'll end up creating way, way, way more amazing things that people will talk about you for generations. Okay, so how do we do it? I've got a 3-step process I'm going to walk you through that I think you're going to enjoy. But before that, if you want to learn to have unstoppable confidence and self-love, check out my 254 series. They're free. The links to join are in the description below.
We validate who we are by what we're doing for other people. So many times I get the question, how do I prevent failure? And I'd love for you to spend that same energy going, how could I ensure that I soar? Cognitive dissonance is when you have literally thought about a version of yourself that you're not currently living right now.
Okay, so how do we do it? How do we get more self-love? How do we learn to tie our self-worth to the effort that we're putting in? 3 steps, let's go. Step number 1 is pass the pillow test. And the pillow test is something that I think about at night, where before you go to bed, before you hit your head on the pillow, you ask yourself, am I proud of the effort that I put in? And trying to find ways to say, yes, I'm proud of myself. And if not, then you got to get up and do something. Before you allow yourself to go to sleep, you need to recognize, reward yourself for the effort that you put in today. So part of it might just be recognition. Maybe you did do a really good job, but you're being really hard on yourself. And so you need to say, no, I showed up for making my YouTube videos. I showed up for that interview that I was doing, and I need to show myself more praise. Or the honest answer is, I kind of slacked off today. I didn't do the work. I was afraid. There was that opportunity that I wanted to do, but I was too afraid and I played small. Honestly, even though other people might think I did great today, I sucked today. I know I could have done more today. Great. Then go do something before you go to bed. Before you put your head on the pillow, even if it's 5 minutes right now, you can always choose to do something difficult and make yourself proud. What are you afraid to do? And show yourself that you're going to stand up and do it before you go to bed. If you took that as a practice to pass the pillow test, that every night before you go to sleep, you check in to say, am I proud of the effort that I put in? And if yes, amazing. And if not, I'm going to do something right now, even if it just takes 60 seconds to do, to make that DM to somebody, send that email out to somebody, do something scary in that 60 seconds. Your life is going to change. Pass the pillow test. Step number 2 is scary, difficult, or hard. So this is vocabulary that I try to catch in myself, in other people when they're around me, in my thoughts, in actually hearing me talk, and when I write emails out. If I say scary, difficult, or hard, that means I have to do it. Because scary, difficult, or hard are no longer acceptable reasons for you not to take action. Because everything you want in a life is on the other side of scary, difficult, or hard. Everything that you want, all the great things that you want to create, is on the other side of scary, difficult, or hard, because your dreams are not going to be just doing the easy stuff. Easy is boring. Easy is comfort. Easy is slowly hating your life, because if you woke up and just did the things that you know how to do every day, you're going to hate your life, because there's no growth. You want growth. You want to learn. You want to improve. You want to get better. And that comes on the other side of scary, difficult, or hard. So try to catch it in yourself. You're going to miss it probably a lot during the day, but try to catch it. Try to catch it at least once. And the next day and the next week, when you said scary, difficult, or hard, and then use that as a go sign. Use that as, I'm not going to back down from this. I'm tired of teaching myself that I come up against an obstacle and I shrink. I come up against a difficulty and I play small. I want to flip that in myself, right? You want to flip that in yourself. And so when you catch it, scary, difficult, or hard, that's go time. That means we're doing it. We're taking action so you can show yourself what you're actually made of. And then step number 3 is create your version of balance. People ask me all the time, well, how many hours sleep do you get? And how much time do you spend on work or relationships or anything else? And I have my version, but it's my version of balance. And this is where we incorrectly judge ourselves against other people. You can use somebody else's schedule as inspiration. as an idea, as motivation even. But don't feel like you have to be like them, because you won't be happy. Taking my schedule and applying it to your life, you're not going to be happy, because it's me. It's my schedule. I made it for myself. How much time I want to spend sleeping versus in my business versus with my wife versus with my dogs versus dancing versus something else is very customized for me. You need to figure out what that looks like for you. How much time do you actually want to spend sleeping with your family, for yourself, on your personal health and time, in your business, creating content? Like, what does your version of balance look like today, right now? It might shift and evolve, and it will certainly shift and evolve over a period of months and years. But right now, what does it look like for you? And then not judging yourself because The Rock works out for 4 hours a day and you don't. Create your version of balance that incorporates everything in your life of what being a great husband, father, wife, mother, brother, sister, niece, nephew, aunt, uncle, entrepreneur, all of those hats that you have to wear that uniquely are for you. Create your version of balance, and then stop judging yourself against other people's version of their balance. Now, I've got a really special bonus clip that I think you're going to enjoy. But before that, it's time for the question of the day. I want to know, what was your single biggest takeaway from this video? And write down in the comments below what you're going to do about it this week. When you schedule in what day, what time, and what place you're going to take action, you have a 91% chance of following through, versus just a 35% chance if you got motivated but then never actually had a plan. And when you share your plan publicly and have some accountability, your chances of following through go up even higher. So in the comments below, write down your single biggest takeaway and your plan of action this week so I can celebrate you.
Your purpose is to serve. But you don't do that for the women. You do it for you. Okay? Let me just tell you all the truth. You don't serve for the other person. You do it for you. That's your purpose. The fact that they benefit is gravy on the potatoes. But standing in your purpose, that's the potatoes. So you don't do it for them, you do it for you. And that makes you uncomfortable to say, I'm serving for me. Didn't make Jesus uncomfortable. Didn't make Mother Teresa uncomfortable. Didn't make Buddha, Gandhi, Martin Luther King. Didn't make them uncomfortable because they were clear that that's what they were here to do. Now the way you serve may be providing support for women as they empower themselves. The minute you say, my purpose is to, you can't empower nobody. If I left you here for 24 hours with a bag of Lay's potato chips, how powerful would you be over that bag of Lay's potato chips? Because one of them obviously would jump out into your hand, and that hand would make it to your mouth, and you know you can't eat just one. So, what I want you to do, my darling, is get comfortable with serving as your purpose and don't dictate what it looks like. Your vision may be that you'll serve women by supporting them as they empower themselves. That may be your vision, but your purpose is serving. Take your control off it. Let God send you where He wants you to go. Might be women, because I said, well, I want to do women. Suppose that's not what God wants you to do.
If you want another awesome video in our Black Excellence series, check out the video right there next to me. I think you'll enjoy it. Continue to believe, and I'll see you there.